So you wanna play Lapsteel. So it was April 2019. I was a fresh-faced university graduate, ready to tackle the booming music industry. What could go wrong? I started playing in a band called Antrim, comprising of singer-songwriter John O'Horn and bassist Gustav Franzen. Antrim had these awesome acoustic elements such as mandolin and slide guitar that I wanted to incorporate in my own way. So naturally, I saw this as a great opportunity to buy a Lapsteel guitar. Apart from using it in a couple of key songs, I completely squandered it, and I was dissuaded by the thought that it was merely kind of a cute little party trick, gimmick to turn a couple of heads at a gig. How wrong I was. Only later would I discover like an entire culture and tradition behind this instrument. Its history and richness of style would come to inspire my playing in ways that I never imagined. My hopes is by the end of this video, you might want to experiment and try your hand at Lapsteel guitar and maybe have a decent idea of where to start. I'm not catering to any specific levels in this video, so I might over-explain certain things. So if you're kind of have a musical background, it might be a bit redundant for you. I'll be having a look at finding your first Lapsteel guitar, answering some common questions, and some good techniques that might get you started. So first things first, you're going to go online to richardwilson.com and order that sweet Weizenborn you always wanted. That's a bit pricey. Okay, no stress. We can go to eBay or Amazon. You can always find some cheap toys on there. No, this was my mistake. And in hindsight, there were a lot of better options, more affordable and safer to start out. Remember to knock it before you buy it. It might turn out that you absolutely hate Lapsteel guitar, and buyer's remorse is a real thing. Do you have friends? Dude, crazy. I wish I had friends. Well, if you have a friend that suffers from gear acquiescence syndrome, be sure to send them this video and have them contact our gas hotline. Remember, this is a real condition that affects one in every musician ever. Well, unless if you find 1176 for like a really good price. Or a pre-lawsuit, like you gotta get that thing when it hits the market. Or 1980s made in Japan, like there's just something about those things there, yeah. Or a cut. If you already have an old acoustic guitar, then you're halfway there. Okay, this isn't really an old guitar, but for the sake of this video, it is. This is a guitar nut extender that I bought off of Amazon. This is an unshaped saddle I got from my local music store. This is all you need to convert any old acoustic or electric guitar for that matter into a Lapsteel guitar. Simply loosen your strings, insert the extender over your guitar nut, replace your current bridge with the unshaped saddle, and you are ready to go. This might not look as slick as the real thing, but do not be mistaken, this will get you there. In fact, Kelly Joe Phelps was famous for utilizing this kind of setup. You can work with any old slide, but the weapon of choice is one of these classic tone bars. Another option is one of these solid steel bars, but I find them a bit awkward and bulky and difficult to maneuver. They are great for pedal steel though. Man, the treatment in this room sucks. So there are some common questions that come up in the beginning that people always ask me, and they go a little something like this. What tuning should I play in? There is no single answer for this, but in essence you're going to be playing in some form of open tuning. And open tuning is essentially just tuning the 6 strings to a specific chord. I personally play in a very common tuning of open D. But sometimes I play an open G. This is predominantly because I normally sing in the keys of D, F, E and G. You can even play around with different tunings. For example, in my song Desert Boy, I use this interesting G5 tuning with a low C on the lower string, giving it an interesting melancholic drone when I go to the 4 chord. A great place to start, in my opinion, is D5 or E5 tuning. Now, you clever out there will notice that this is simply a power chord. It's not a major chord nor a minor chord. Why I recommend this tuning specifically is because it doesn't overwhelm you with the extra dimensions of harmony. Rather, it helps you focus on exploring the fretboard and imply the harmony through the lines that you play. For example, with a major or minor scale, or maybe even with modes. Most importantly, it gets you to work on your intonation. Being able to play a scale in tune on one string will get you a lot further on this instrument rather than just worrying about harmony from the beginning. What strings should I use? This really ties in with what tuning you're going to be playing. What you really want is a thick gauge that does not cause the strings to bend when you rest the bar on the strings. You do get specialized strings designed for Lapsteel, but in all honesty, they are a bit overpriced and also hard to come by in a third world country. I personally use the Diodario 13s on my acoustic, but buy single electric guitar strings to the same specs as the Diodarios. I find that they work great for open D tuning and G. The only caveat is you have a wound G string, but I haven't gotten any hate mail from any Puritans out there yet. Warning: if you plan on using higher tunings such as C6, you would need a custom light gauge. They are common on electric or even square neck resonators, but not all guitars are designed for that tuning. The strings will simply break and can possibly hurt your instrument. Remember to do your research and to buy an amicable gauge for your desired purpose. The Steel Guitar Forum is a valuable resource. Be sure to check that out. Capos. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one, but having a capo is a great tool to have in your arsenal. There is a massive assortment of various capo types, but I can really vouch for Charlie's slide capo. They are robust and sturdy, fast to engage, and have never failed me. I actually built my first capo from some screws, a wing nut, and a block of wood. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Leave a comment if that's something you would like to see. Is it a big learning curve? There are a lot of if and thens to this question. If you are a competent guitarist, then you will only have to focus on your intonation. If you have a strong right hand picking technique, then you only have to worry about incorporating that with your left hand. If you have a basic understanding of music theory, then you will easily be able to figure out the chord shapes on your own. If you have a good ear, you'll be able to know if you are playing out of tune or not. If you are a persistent motherfucker, then you will eventually get there. Lapsteel is still part of the guitar family, so if you are familiar with the guitar, it will translate a lot easier. If you're new here, then maybe get a guitar first. If not, just know that this is still an instrument and it takes practice. That's it for this half of the video. I decided to make this a two-parter. In the next one we will actually get around to playing the instrument and delving into that world. Sadly, the editing and everything took a bit longer than I expected. I am going on tour next week, or yeah, I'm probably already on tour by the time you see this. You can check in the links below if you feel like coming to watch one of our shows. Yeah, please like and subscribe. If you have any constructive criticisms, please leave them below. And also, if you have any questions that you would like answering in the next video regarding Lapsteel guitar, also leave them there and I'll be sure to hopefully answer them by that time. But thank you so much. That's me, and until then.